Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Liverpool Connection podcast. I'm Daz, I've got Steve, I've got Julian, I've got Delcross, and this might be a little bit of a somber one because we're previewing the last match of the season against Wolves, but it is also Klopp's last match. Not of the season, but the last match as manager of Liverpool Football Club. So kind of a somber one. But yeah, we'll soldier through it. Glenn, if you're listening or hiding or whatever you're doing, mate, it's all right. You've got all of us to put our arms around you and be like, it's all right, lad. Come on, stop being a soft lad. Get down the pub on Sunday and celebrate what Jurgen Klopp has done for us for the past 9 years. So, fellas, last match of the season. It's so weird that we've played Wolves quite a few times on the last match of the season, and this time, I mean, we're not in a title race. We played them in 18-19, last game of the season, lost the league by a point. Played in, 21-22, lost the league by a point. But this time, we're not in a title race, but we want to go out with a win, 100%. No ifs or buts. Want to send the big man off with a win. So, the floor's yours, lads. Whoever wants to go first.
Well, I will say, somber. It's sad he's leaving, but I wanted a bit of celebration as well. I mean, Klopp, he's been magnificent for us. So while we're all gutted, we're devastated, we're sad, there's a reason why we feel all those emotions is because he's been so bloody fantastic for us. So it is sad, but I see it as a celebration of how brilliant he has been, how he's changed fortunes around for Liverpool, how he's been such an amazing influence upon the city as well, because it's one thing to be a great manager, but to be a great manager and a great person at the same time is kind of unique. So I'm looking forward to it. I am obviously sad he's going, but I'm excited for it. I'm sure we're going to give him a great send-off, and I can probably bet Klopp is probably very nervous about it with all the attention that's going to be on him for the weekend. But yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's been a big, long lead up to this. It's in one sense, it seems like it took forever, and in another sense, it kind of rolled around pretty quickly in the end. I agree. To quote the man himself, at the very beginning, he said, "It's not too important what people think of you when you come in through the door. It's what they say about you when you leave." And as excited as we were when he came in, and we thought we were getting a top class manager. There's no way I would have believed that he would have had the impact that he's had over the last 8.5 years. And not only, we spoke about this a couple of times, not only on the football field and in Anfield and every other stadium he went to with the team, but just what he'd done with the city in terms of how he adapted. Because it's not easy, there's not a lot of Germans that have come to England traditionally and have done well. It's
I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah.
There's so many places to go with that comment. Woo!
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It has been traditionally difficult. And he just has come in, and not only has he's just really captured the imagination and captured the heart of the city. And he's become a real hero for so many people, and he's touched the lives outside of football of so many people in that city. What he's brought there, the feel good factor, turning doubters into believers, all that stuff was applicable on the football field. But I think he had a wonderful impact on the city itself and the people of Liverpool. And even, you know what, they'll probably won't admit it, but even the Blues, some of them, I bet on Sunday I'll be like, we're going to miss this fella. He was a good guy to have around. He was a good guy to have around the city. And I think, for me, that's the biggest that's the biggest sort of compliment I can pay him, is as a human, as a man, he was just great for the city. It was an absolute honor and a privilege to be associated in some way, just as a fan, with his team and with the last 8.5 years. And I'm like us all, I'm just, really gonna miss the man.
Mm-hmm.
Are those tears in your eyes, Chris?
Huh?
Are those tears in your eyes?
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they're probably not quite now, but I'm sure on Sunday now. Yeah, there'll be. I'll be. You'll be doing. There'll be a little bit of this stuff sort of going on, and kind of looking away and looking this, and looking left and looking right. But yeah, as I say, it probably it'll bring a tear to a glass eye on Sunday. So, but we'll enjoy it as best we can, I suppose.
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of segue off of that. Like you said, Chris, going into this last game, for me, it's always the same. Going into the last game, I miss the regularity of seeing them every week. Maybe 2 times a week playing games. So, and having to know that I'm going to go 10 weeks without seeing the Reds play, or how long it is, and so that last game of the season always kind of sucks. This one will doubly suck. Obviously, we'll all be down at the pub watching it and crying together, and and having the day and just reminiscing. But you said something about the city, and obviously I said this in our last show when I was there in 2016. Just the area around Anfield, right? There was a lot of empty flats around the stadium. Things weren't really painted up. There weren't any murals, I don't believe, at that time. So you just kind of see the transformation of the area around Anfield. The city itself obviously has captured Klopp's spirit, but just that area, the community, those flats are all painted up and flowers everywhere, and it looks nice to walk around there. You have all the murals and just the transformation, but it also coincides with the transformation of Anfield itself, right? The additions that we've had to the stadium, and it all has coincided at this great time, and with trophies, 8 trophies in these last years. So for me, it's going to be it's bittersweet, but also with expectation that things always have to continue, right? So that's why I kind of temper my tears like that, and just hope that the lads put on a show, be entertaining. There's nothing to win or lose in this game, and so I'm looking for a wide open match, because Wolves plays like that anyway, and hoping for a lot of goals on the Sunday.
Well, that's what you want. I know this past 5 weeks haven't been what probably Klopp thought, or what we thought. Kind of hit that brick wall. That you would think the lads all get together and just get over the line. I just think it'll be a celebration at Anfield in the crowd. I don't think you'll see this past month in the crowd. There's been very people are holding back. I just think it'll be they'll be singing from the first minute to whenever Klopp leaves the pitch. And they'll be singing.
Yeah, if we could emulate the atmosphere that at Villa Park on that last game, because that was a boss atmosphere. Obviously we're just hearing it on through the telly, but it seemed like it was a proper atmosphere from both sides that whole game, and hopefully on Sunday it should be the same.
I think there's no doubt the atmosphere is going to be rocking. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be epic. It's going to be, we want to win, but I don't think that's the end goal here. I think it's having a great celebration of Klopp. The match is kind of, the result is kind of secondary, I think, to this. Of course, it's nice to get the win, but it's secondary. I do want to shout out, looks like Jamie Mulholland, about Dad's Army. Welcome to tonight's episode of the Dad's Army. You haven't seen it, Wilson. It's a classic old English TV series. Look it up. You might enjoy it. It's pretty funny. Yes. Was it Mannering? Is that the wrong show?
Is it better than Hogan's Heroes?
Oh yes.
I've never seen Hogan's Heroes, but of course it's better.
Yeah.
You don't know then.
Yeah, but it should be. Well, it will be. It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. It's going to be. It's going to be epic. It's going to be. Huh?
It's going to be festive.
Yeah, it's going to be festive. Of course it is. And really, what everyone's waiting for is the end of when the game finishes, and then Klopp, is he going to make a speech on the pitch? Is he going to, is he going to, do the doom doom doom, or what's he going to say, etc.
From what I'm hearing is after the match, the players will do a walk around,
lap of honor,
and they're bringing like a stage on, and then Klopp will speak.
Really?
Yeah, and then the families come out with the players. Mm-hmm. So I think that's how they're going to do it. From what I'm hearing, so I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. Whatever the big man wants, whatever he feels good with, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it.
I was gonna say, what's so funny is that I missed the Bobby Firmino. For some reason, I was busy, but I still have not watched the game right after the game. Him walking around. It just, he was one of my favorite players. I didn't want to have that as my lasting memory. So my lasting memory of him is scoring his goal, right? and so, but I'm not gonna miss this one with Klopp. I'm gonna stay until they kick us out of the pub, I think.
Well, I'm really hoping that, because we're over here in the States, that NBC or whoever don't turn the damn thing off to go to another match.
That's what I was worried about.
So I've been thinking about that all week. And I think, unfortunately, I think they will, because they're gonna have to. They'll have to show the trophy presentation.
Yeah.
Well, it's on. I think like 6 channels. It's like NBC, there's Peacock. Mm-hmm. We might be on the Golf channel. I don't know, but that's included as well. So I would expect them to keep showing it, or to switch it to Peacock. For those in England who might be watching this, that's one of the broadcasters here that shows all the games as well. I would be flabbergasted if they didn't find a way to show the entire thing, considering it's on so many channels as well. So I would think they're gonna keep it on, because it's such a big deal, and they know it as well, and they know Liverpool's audience in the United States is huge. So I think they'll keep the cameras rolling for it. So I agree as well. I just think there'd be a riot if they turned it off. After the match. Oh, we're going to Man City. Who cares? Yeah, full-time whistle. We're going to go and show Hogan's Heroes. Sorry.
That's why I'm proper happy. That I'm not proper happy, but more happy that City will win it, because nobody cares. That's the thing. Yeah, nobody cares. But you've got to show the Klopp speech and everything. Or I just think, like you said, Julian, the football's just kind of put to the side. But again, I would like to hit 80. What we on now? 79. So this would be our if we hit 80, 82, this will be our 5th highest points. So I'd still like to hit it. I'd still like to shove Wolves, 3-4-0. I think we've all been saying it. There's a team that is, we've been waiting to just score as many goals as we can. Maybe it comes Sunday. It'd be nice, Nunes comes on and scores a hat trick, misses 20, but scores a hat trick.
Yeah. Deza, you're speaking about the team. I saw some today that Jota and Thiago were back in training. So, there's only so many people you could dress out for the game. Which people are going to miss out on being part of the Klopp's last team?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. Well, I mean, Thiago will probably make obviously a cameo, maybe the last couple of minutes just to get that send off.
I don't know.
I wouldn't risk him. We're trying to sell him. He'll probably get injured.
He's on a free anyway. But you know what? I don't think Klopp is not that sentimental. Remember when Lallana had his last game? He never even got to see the pitch. So I was like, okay, he's going to play Lallana, isn't he? And he didn't. So I don't put that kind of sentimentality on Klopp to give Thiago any minutes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Chris, we're not trying to sell him.
He's got to move on.
So if he gets on the pitch and like falls over a blade of grass, that's his own problem, mate.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just joking. He's a wonderful. It's just that's another sad story. Yeah. Because he's an absolutely world class.
Can you imagine?
An absolutely world class player.
Thiago, like 5 years ago, would have been amazing. It's just made of glass, like hip replacements. Like, come on, lads.
Yeah, they replaced the replacement, did they? I think.
I'd expect Klopp to go out the way he came in. I think he's going to pick his best 11. He's going to pick the players on the bench that he thinks are going to help win us the game. I think, like you said, I think the sentimentality goes out the window a little bit. Really. I think he'll pick who he thinks is best. So he, of course, wants to go out with a win, and I think he's going to pick the team. He's going to pick the bench, like I said. That's going to do that. So
I was just going to say there'll be 18 or 9. There'll probably only be 18 or maybe more when you include all the staff. But there'll be probably maybe 50 people in total where the game won't be secondary. It'll be first and foremost in their mind. They'll want to win that game. And I think for everybody else surrounding the game, it's kind of, as we mentioned earlier, I think the game itself is sort of plays second fiddle to what's going to happen and the goodbye we're going to give the man at the final whistle.
And like in the comments as well, I see about like Pep Linders is, of course, leaving, and the majority of the backroom staff as well. It's a celebration. It's a celebration for them. So it's going to be, it's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. Looking forward to it Sunday. But what I wanted to do, I got some photos, some pictures ready. Not those kind of pictures, Dan. Don't get too excited. Don't worry.
Get you in trouble.
Don't worry. It's not Glenn sitting on his balcony on a Sunday night drinking Ribena. But yeah, I want to get your thoughts. So these are some photos that I think really sum up the Klopp era, and they're a great representation of what he is and what we were going to become. So I'm going to bring up this first picture here and get your thoughts. So this was, of course, the first press conference when
three white teeth.
I mean, they're pretty good teeth already then, but of course we know when you come to Liverpool, you're off to the dentist within 6 months to get them Bobby Firmino style. But when you look at this picture and it takes you back to his first press conference, what did you think about it? And I'll start with Chris Delcross, if you remember this time.
Yeah, I do. I remember it well, and I kind of touched on it earlier. I didn't know you were gonna bring these out. I'd saved it for it. But yeah, I think for me it was like the thing that really stands out, and I've been thinking about this all week, was I remember that day, and I remember being fucking excited. I remember going, man, we have, this is it. Like, everybody wanted Jurgen Klopp. It was kind of, honestly, it was kind of, since I was growing up, the first time that we'd really gotten somebody like that everybody wanted. And I remember being really excited, going, man, this guy, and watching Dortmund and how he had the style of football that he had Dortmund playing. I remember being so excited and just being blown away by the charisma that he showed this day. And yeah, as I said earlier, I could have never dreamed, never once would I have imagined the story or the journey that we would have went on with him for 8.5 years. It's just been an absolute pleasure.
Steve.
No, I mean, I agree with what Del Cross said, and we alluded to previously that the back end of that previous season before he came, we lost 6-1 to Stoke. Everybody was ready to get rid of Rodgers at that time, and very surprising by the management that they didn't just, ship him out at that point and get Klopp in early and for the summer trainings, right? So, they gave Rodgers 10 games and to finish the job, but we all wanted Klopp. I mean, the whole city was ready for him, and it was amazing. He was saying he was the normal one, and it really, brought, just hiring him really, I think, brought us back into the forefront of consciousness, worldwide, right? I mean, obviously FSG has had this plan to dominate globally when it comes to social media and things, but hiring Klopp was the first step for them really to kickstart it, because we were kind of just muddling through as FSG was really getting their feet wet with the ownership of the team. And but from 2016 on, that really put us to the forefront of world football again. And that was before even getting any of the results, right? So I think that was a major step in the right direction at that point.
And Darren.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, his first press conference set the precedent, really, for the hundreds of press conferences, he's done. Just came in and, really with this positive attitude from day one. And it's infectious. I mean, has it been the greatest the last couple of seasons? No, but you know what? I base it on the whole 9 years he's been here, and it's just been fantastic to watch him grow, watch this squad grow, winning trophies. I mean, again, I've seen us lift the Premier League. I'm that old, I've seen us lift the league title. After all these years, I really didn't think we were gonna do it again. So he's done the holy grail for me, and I can't thank him enough for that. And winning big ears again. He's just brought so much positivity. Not we keep saying this, not just to the football club, but to the city. And I cannot thank the man enough. And that's what I take from this. And I wonder how his presser will be if he's actually going to do one like after the Wolves match. Because that's going to be kind of maybe he'll say you can F off, you can F off. But he doesn't care anymore. He's like, what are they going to do?
I think the last thing Klopp wants to do is another press conference. So I think once the game is done, he'll do an interview post-game and then then his bags are packed and he's off on holiday.
I wouldn't like to be the fella that has the TNT microphone looking for one at the end. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm sure he'll get a word or two. He'll probably get one he won't forget.
He will.
Yeah, that microphone might go somewhere where the sun don't shine.
All right, next one. Drum roll is the next picture for you. Who remembers this moment?
Oh, come on, lad.
Come on. Come on. I mean, what a moment this was, right?
Yeah, magic. Just unbridled joy, isn't it? But that's just him. Like unbridled, just pure emotion. Just fan. I think Daz, you said it the last night, right? He's a fan. He's a fan of his own team. Yeah. It's just incredible. Yeah, that night was it was just brilliant. The whole lot, even the commentary, Carragher on Sky. The goal itself was comical and grave in its own way. It another legend cemented another legend, Divock Origi. So yeah, no, what a night. Remember it well. Yeah, brilliant.
Well, I mean, for me, like, and I said it the last pod, it's my greatest moment to beat Everton in the added time was just because I'm local lad, so of course that's going to affect me more, and I just got so much pleasure from that. Like the Barcelona's was great, Dortmund was great, beating Spurs in the final and all this, but that right there just shows me what kind of person he is. I've never seen any other manager run on the pitch like he did. But it's just looking at Alisson as well, just the man hug. It was just unbridled. It was just mayhem, and just everything that went around it. Especially little dinosaur arms. It was even better. Like
the only thing, sorry to interrupt, the only thing comparable, but this was at the end of the game. I don't know, Daz, you might remember this because you're, older than me, but we're in that same ballpark. Was the David Pleat for Luton where he's running on the pitch and and he's doing that. But I can't think of any other occasion where the match is still ongoing, right? The goal's been scored and like Chris said, and the Jamie Carragher commentary when we're watching on TV was just really brilliant as well. But yeah, like magnificent, iconic moment of which there are many.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, you remember? Were you at the pub for that one?
I believe so. I think I remember thinking, being drunk probably at the time. Just thinking that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen because I play footy on Sundays and we give up some stupid goals every week, it seems like. But man, that was just one of the craziest things I've ever seen, the way that goal was scored and, Virgil hitting it up in the air and then, turning around. And it was just, it was comical to say the least. And
as comical as it should be against Everton, right? So,
but if you recall that game meant a lot, and those points meant a lot during that year. So that's why a lot of that passion was there because we were down, we're going to drop points at a very critical time of the season there, and it was just kind of it was stupid all around, but funny at the same time. So
yeah.
I think what's interesting though, what an interesting part of that thinking though, when you look at that picture, I think it says a lot that Alisson isn't like going like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, what's going on? He just runs straight to him, and they just hug in the middle of the pitch, and it's like, so I think as mental as it looks for us from the outside in, it didn't kind of translate from the players back that way. They didn't, like Alisson, as I said, didn't really bat an eyelid at it. He just went towards him. And so it just kind of shows that wasn't, That was very genuine, and obviously stuff like that happens a lot with Klopp. If that,
I was just thinking,
makes sense.
Yeah, I was just thinking, if that happened this year, he probably would have got sent off by these refs this year, man, because they've had it out for him, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was just thinking that, like, he would have been suspended for 2 or 3 games just because they would have red carded him right then.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The refs have been this year.
The way refs are, any excuse. Right?
Just a quick shout. Thanks everyone for being in the chat. Obviously, there's a couple of Jamies. Iris Jamie, thank you, son. And Jamie Phillips, who also has a podcast. And as a brilliant podcast, I want to say, Jamie, keep doing your stuff. Be honest like you are. I know you've had a lot of crap in the last couple of days, but don't take any notice. Your honesty is what makes you good. It's your opinion. It's your show. So keep going, lad. But yeah, just wanted to say that. I know Mr. Julian's got a few more.
We got another one. We've got another one coming up. Share away. Here we go. Here's another classic, iconic image. Now, who remembers this one?
Yeah.
So,
what was the song? Does anyone remember the song? Bonus points.
Yeah, no idea on the song.
We're asking in the comments. We obviously all know. Just kidding. Yeah, if you remember the song, put it in the comments. But this was the evening, the night, or the morning after the Champions League.
But we lost.
When we lost, and we were all devastated. And then this footage came out of Klopp with one of his best mates from the band Die Tutenhausen, and he's singing and he's like jumping around. And again, it's another iconic moment that has gone through Klopp's tenure, and it's not just with Liverpool, but it was with Dortmund as well. That you have to lose to get better and to get you up to that next level. And he's been the expert at that. I mean, he lost I think like 6 or whatever it was finals in a row. So it was commonplace for him, but he knew that this was another step in the team's development to get to that next level. Mm-hmm. And it was a moment where, okay, we lost this game. Cool. Don't feel sorry for yourselves. Like, how are we going to use this to motivate us to get us to this next level? And it was, it was brilliant watching this. It's like, it was kind of uplifting, and you felt pretty good again.
That's Klopp in a nutshell, though, isn't it? Yeah. Like, just takes defeat and goes, all right, let's turn it into something positive. Like, and I think that's, again, there's so many things that we'll miss about him, but it's just him, like, the motivation. Stop sulking, lads. Mm-hmm. We'll get it next year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we did.
Yeah.
That's the
book
thing.
Your hotels, huh?
Yeah. Hey, thanks to Daniel Williams for posting the song that Klopp was singing too.
Yeah.
What was it?
Cheers, Daniel Williams.
It's driving me mad here.
We saw the European Cup. That's what Daniel said.
That's it. We saw the European Cup. Yeah.
Well done, Daniel. We'll send you a book of some sort. So, and Wilson can sign it. But anyway, we have another picture. Let's move on to another one.
I'm the only one that can read in this group. This one.
Yeah. So another iconic moment, because then fast forward 12 months. And then this happens.
Oh, the sexy picture.
That is an extremely, extremely sexy picture. What do you remember about this? We were at the pub, I think all of us, for this. And the pub, for those that don't know, and you should if you've been following the channel, is BD Riley's in Austin, Texas. Fantastic pub. And the pub is packed most days, but for this Champions League final against Tottenham, it was slammed. There was people outside, couldn't get in, and what a relief that was.
About 100 degrees as well, wasn't it? Just boiling. But I just remember, like, just going, we're not losing to Spurs. I just knew it. Like I knew we would beat Spurs. I just did, and I couldn't have asked for a better start. There's bollocks about Mane hitting what's his name? Who was the lad?
Oh, the handful early on.
But yeah, in the comments again, look, there's 4 of us that are going.
Benoit.
Huh?
No, not Benoit. What's his name?
Was it it was the Dutch fella, wasn't it?
Daniel Williams will know. Come on,
Yeah.
No. Come on, lads.
We're trying to do this without like searching on the internet, so we keep it real.
That day, man, I was not in the pub actually. I was in Costa Rica and on my phone trying to get people into the pub, and like getting up early, trying to coordinate everything from there. And luckily did find a pub to watch the game with my son. So we left a scarf there. I don't know if the pub is still there down there, but we had a good time. But I definitely miss being around you guys and the rest of the people at BD Riley's. It sucked not being there. And I think that kind of just epitomizes just
Sissoko.
Sissoko there. Yeah. So it just epitomizes, what Klopp has also done with even the supporters clubs around the world too, right? I mean, that coincided with us going to BD Riley's but you can't really measure how much of the Klopp's presence and the success that he's brought to the team has really grown the supporters clubs network around the world, and where, everything's sold out. They go to different places in the world to play these exhibition games, and they're sold out. So, it transcends just the city of Liverpool, right? It's a really global phenomenon what he's been able to accomplish, and we've all been fortunate to kind of live through that.
Yeah, there was some day in Riley's, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were out, we went down there. Well, I was down there. I was one of the first people in there, so I was fairly well jarred now before the match even started. But yeah, it was fucking hot. It was. It wasn't an overly exciting game, but brilliant start, and then just kind of fucking clenched then for about another 80 minutes. Then Divock steps up and relieves everybody, relieves all the pressure, and then just the scenes after it, and then again the scenes after it again really spoke to the man that Klopp is as well, because he didn't go berserk. He went straight over to Pochettino and all the staff, congratulated everybody, went to a couple of Spurs players, I think Son maybe, or a couple of the bigger players for Spurs, and then you just saw there's plenty of pictures that went around after. You just saw what it meant to him and Henderson. Like it was like a father and son sort of a deal.
And Dalcross, it was like that, wasn't it? It was almost. It wasn't Klopp's reaction at the end. It wasn't just a relief, I think, for all the fans. We've done it. But it seemed like a massive relief to Klopp because he was so calm at the end. He was so respectful. Yeah, we've seen many moments of him going crazy on the sideline, but he was like super calm as well. Yeah. And I think that performance as well, we had learned a lot in the previous seasons, especially in the finals in the Europa League against Sevilla, and then the Champions League the season before. Like, we controlled that game for the majority of it, and we made it boring because we made it that we wanted to win this game and get over the line, and we did that. And most finals, and I think we've spoken about this before, and normally they're cagey encounters. It's not very often that a team dominates and blows a team away, right? To win a trophy, you've got to be extra professional with how you do it. But it leads on to another picture, which of course was the day after, and this was the parade, which was magnificent, and some of the images from the parade were unbelievable. And then I think the moment was where Klopp was sitting on the bus and he had his beer, if you remember this, and then he kind of whoa, and he almost falls off. I don't know if you remember that, but you're like, he's kind of almost like he's one of us, you know. He'd obviously had a few of those beers, and there was a moment where I was like, "Don't fall off the bus." You are like,
they would have caught him. That crowd would have caught him, though.
Yeah, yeah, it probably would have actually.
They might not have thrown him back, but he would have been caught, so he would have been all right. Yeah, no, that was some day. I mean, that just shows the support that they have.
Yeah,
you know, you showed City winning the league, and that's like, you know, a couple of blocks. This is around, you know, from the docks all the way down and then back around, you know, past Anfield and everything. Everybody came out for this, and it was just joyous occasion. I mean, this really cemented us. You know, I mean, we were raw European royalty before this, winning 5. You know, but winning the 6th really stamped us, you know, to be who we are. But yeah, it was just seeing all the lads and the young lads as well, you know, tasting what they can see, you know, and I think if you play for Liverpool and you're like in the youth setup or something, you watch a video of this, just watch it, and it'll. I mean, for us, it stirs our heartstrings, you know, and it's like, you want to play for Liverpool. These lads are going to go, I want to be on that bus one day, surrounded by trophies. So yeah, what a day. I mean, that was really the start of, like, you know, us winning trophies.
Big trophies, yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, what a way to
what
a way to do it, right? That was the
Champions League, you know.
Yeah, and that season too, like, what a team! Because that season is what a fucking about 10 millimeters away from an invincible double. Do you know, like, what a team that was?
Well, you remember the pressure Klopp was on just because he had a losing streak of finals, right? So that's really you know, amped up the pressure on him, and that's why the relief, you know, after winning it was. I think it was more of that than almost a celebration. He had celebrated the next day, obviously, but I think that, you know, personally, I think he was very relieved to get over the hump on that.
He's been in more European Cup finals. He's lost more European Cup finals than some managers will ever be in their careers.
Right.
You know, it's incredible. Like, he's lost 3, hasn't he?
3, right?
3 European Cup finals.
Yeah, one with Dortmund, then 2.
And 2 with us.
2 with us. But I mean, what a man! I mean, wow.
Yeah, he's lost 7 finals
Total,
including like domestic stuff. Yeah, 7. But
yeah, it's quite incredible.
Yeah, it is. Who cares about that? It's about what the trophies he's brought us. So
yeah. All right.
Oh,
no words. I'll just pass this one over to you.
2 legends. That's
Wilson.
it.
Yes.
What do you remember about this? After winning the league and live on TV.
Show you my
hello.
My sign Dalglish. But yeah, I mean, it's class, right? Two people that will be remembered as representative of the club and in the city, not just the players. You know, we've had a lot of great players, but not everyone has represented the city like King Kenny and Klopp has. So obviously 2 icons there, and you could tell that at that time how happy Kenny Dalglish was for Klopp too.
Yeah,
it's fucking terrible though, because I'll tell you, the first word that fucking comes to my mind when I see this picture is fucking COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a bollocks that shit happened in the middle of all this. But yeah, you can just see how much it meant to Klopp I think he had a few bevies that night too. I'd say by the time Sky rolled up to him, I'd say he had a few pints in him. But yeah, that's great. It was great to see.
If you're going to do anything during a worldwide pandemic to make us, we'll think of us and be selfish, to make you feel good, winning the league is a pretty good one, because to come out of those horrendous times, and we won the league. I don't care what anyone says. We won the league. It was magnificent. We deserved it. And then to see that moment of Klopp with Dalglish, and you could see how genuine it was, how much it meant to him, right? And how much it meant to Kenny as well, was just like, at least to me, that's probably one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic moment, winning the league after so long, and the passion of the guy, and the way, obviously showed how much it meant to him and how genuine it was as well. So,
yeah, I think most of us will be looking like Klopp on Sunday.
Yeah.
A bit inebriated and tearful. It's just brought so much. I mean, I just laugh at the people that say there's an asterisk next to our league title. I'm like, yeah, jog on, because that's a load of bollocks. 20, 25 points ahead, before the league has even stopped. So that's just a load of, what.
The asterisk should be because we absolutely fucking annihilated it. It was never won. I don't think it was ever won that early, was it? Well, it was that late, like officially that late, but it was also over. It was over in fucking November.
7 games to spare, and we scored 85 goals in that title-winning season.
That's why there's an asterisk.
One of those the things people tend to forget, man. At the end of the previous season and then that season, over a full season, we only dropped 2 points. Just thinking about that, you only dropped 2 points over 38 games.
Yeah,
and so anybody that says asterisk, they can fuck off. They don't really know footy.
I don't think it can't be like understated with how, like, and he said it. I mean, he said it at the beginning about turning us from his old goal from his first press conference was to go from doubters to believers, and he 1000%, like, he did that. Like, we now believe because of the journey that he has taken us on and winning every single major trophy. I don't know if anyone expected what happened in that time period, in like nine years, to win everything. I think you'd have to have been pretty deluded to say, hey, we're going to win every single trophy under this German fella.
and to add something to that, Julian, is you got to remember the team he inherited. So he had to really just demolish the whole squad, and so it took him 3 years to recycle the whole team the way he wanted it. And so he didn't like come out and, I mean, even though he did play for a trophy the first year, that wasn't his team. That was pure luck that we ended up being in the final that season. But I mean, if he had that, he had to build that team, and that's, I think, part of the brilliance of Jurgen Klopp is that the way he's developed players. Right, everybody has improved for the most part when they've come to Liverpool, and when they leave, they have not kicked on. And so I think that really just shows the type of coach and manager that he is, behind the scenes in the training sessions. So,
Daniel, I agree with you, but I think that's the time when we beat Norwich. I think that's the time when Klopp went to no more glasses. Went to contacts. He didn't want to break any more glasses. But that was a fantastic match. That was so.
It was fun.
Dude, that was Steven Kolker's best game for us.
I wouldn't say best game, but yeah.
It was his best game. He played forward for those last minutes.
It was probably his game, if not only. I mean, one of very few But that was like magnificent, wasn't it? You know, there was another moment like the Lallana goal. Again, another game that summed up Klopp, right? You just you go to the end and you do everything you can.
I like when he pulled his hamstring celebrating. That was fun.
Yeah,
there is probably like a 6 hour to 10 hour YouTube video out there with Klopp's greatest moments, and it probably won't include every single one. And like I said previously, he's probably one of the only managers and Liverpool managers that you would watch his press conferences. You would set your alarm, you would get up and watch it because you didn't know what was going to happen, but you knew it was going to be entertaining and you knew it was going to be interesting. And even though Klopp hates press conferences, right? I think maybe in a little sneaky way, he probably likes them. I think you don't get as good as he is without having a little bit of
He won't have to do one for a while, so
no.
I think maybe the next time he does a press conference is when he's with the German national team. I think that's where
I was just about to ask. Has any thoughts on where we'll see, if we'll see him next, first of all, and if the answer is yes, where do you see him?
Germany national team.
Yeah,
after the Euros, maybe, or couple. When's the next World Cup? 2 years, right?
2 years over here, isn't it?
Here in the States.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe then, or maybe he'll just take a bit longer. All I know, he won't manage another club in England, and that's all right with me. And I think the same thing is for Germany as well. He's done Mainz, he's done Dortmund. I don't think he'll do another club in Germany.
Yeah.
So, who knows? I mean, it's like I'm still trying to talk myself into him, like it's still around. I'm just like it's really hard, but as we all know, managers do come and go for Liverpool. My granddad with Shankly, I never thought he thought that was it. And then Pacey comes along and is one of the winningest managers in England. Dalglish followed him.
Mm-hmm.
We went through a bit of barren patch with Souness and Evans. Houllier came along, got us winning again. And I just think maybe Slot might be the man, might not be the man. We'll have to see, but yeah, Sunday's just a day of celebration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna cry. It's just
don't drive. Make sure you get an Uber, or Lyft or something.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad.
That's a very good dad comment, honestly, because you might get freaking hammered on Sunday. But you touched upon it. But, like I've said this before, but great players come and go. We see them a lot. You see a lot of great players, and we've had our fair share, right? But great managers don't. They're extremely rare. And that's why it's extremely sad, because you're now jumping into the unknown. You don't know what's going to what's going to happen next. If it's Slot coming in, I mean, that's going to be for another podcast. We'll talk about it, but it's intimidating. How do you follow Jurgen Klopp? That's extremely difficult, and the only way to follow him is to do things completely your own way and completely.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. There's no Klopp 2.0. Mm-hmm. That's not happening. But he's leaving this club. We've said it many times. He's leaving this club better than when he came, and that's what I'm grateful for as well. Because he could have said last summer, I'm done. He did stick around because he probably thought, I'm not ready to leave this club right now. I've got to get it to where it should be. He's brought the youth up. I couldn't be prouder of players like Kwanzaa and Bradley, Bobby Clark, Gans. they're all hopefully going to feature next season.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to look at it like that. You know, there's too much doom and gloom in this world. You know, you turn on the telly, wars going on everywhere. We shouldn't start doing dooming and glooming for Liverpool Football Club. You know, we've got to give the next manager the chance, get behind him. You know, I don't know much about him. I'm sure we'll figure things out. I think we'll be all right. Again, the infrastructure's there. You know, all you have to do is look at Anfield, what they've done, and then you look at Old Trafford and the other night.
Wow, yeah, that was
absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. You know, did you see the Newcastle fans with the
the
flippers?
Yeah, wearing the flippers or whatever,
and the swimming goggles.
Yeah,
well safety, right? I mean, you got to be prepared. I mean, I'd do the same thing going to the Man United's ground at the moment. But
I would have done a tetanus shot.
Yeah. The slot thing, I think it's very important. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But like, I see Jamie in the comment. You know, another thing with Klopp is the way he resonates with the average man. Like, you know, with Sean Cox, with, you know, the Hillsborough family, and it's not just Jurgen, but it's his wife as well, and the way they invested their time and they got involved with the community genuinely as well, and it makes a big difference. And you see that with his style of management and the way he treats people and the way he treats his staff, the way he treats the dinner lady. You know, I saw pictures today of at Anfield of Klopp with all of his staff there, and they were celebrating his achievements. But that's what makes him unique as a person. That is not something that you see from many managers of other clubs. It's extremely difficult and rare, I think. Like I said, to kind of go back to the beginning, is to be a fantastic manager and be a wonderful person as well. That's not a common thing.
Yeah, one big family. Yeah, it's I'm not. There's no. We're not going to do predictions because I just think that's a bit daft for this one. There's no point in doing lineups, nothing like that. You know, it's. I just think it's going to be a glorious day from the first minute people get in the ground. I know our mate George Sefton has got a really good set list. I've been keeping an eye on him. And he's got some songs that he's going to play and stuff. But
is he going to play Die Tudenhausen, Klopp's favourite band? If he's not, send him a message.
Nice.
That would motivate. I'd never heard that. I don't know if they've played it, but
George lives on the wild side.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Hey, can I? You know, I want to address something. You know, a lot of people, because of the way we've finished the season, you know, really putting a little bit of blame on Klopp for announcing his departure so early, right? And obviously, that I don't think there's a correlation there. I think we just have had bad luck, people coming back from injuries. But you know, there's a good segment of people that, you know, are mad about that. But if you really know Klopp and have followed him, you know that's what he's always thinking about other people. Let them plan to come to Liverpool. We have so many friends here that we all know around the United States that are in Liverpool this weekend. You know, allow them to plan. Some people have never been to Liverpool, and they're going there this weekend just for his last game, right? And they're not even getting into the stadium, but they want to be in the city. So I think that's kind of his unselfishness is allow people to prepare to travel because it's so expensive to get over there. But I just wanted to kind of mention that because that is part of his character and the way he thinks about other people before himself.
Agrees. We're gonna try and do, I guess, something at the pub to put out between the crying and the drinking. But yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you know, again, it's tough, but you know, we just got to celebrate these 9 years. Just let it all out on Sunday.
9 pints for 9 years.
Wherever you are in the world, just raise a glass for Jurgen and what he's done for this football team, for the city, for the people. So I can't send him off any better than what I'm going to be doing. So
yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? I think it goes back to that old adage, like don't be sad it's over, just be glad it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what you got to keep in mind on Sunday. Don't be obviously it's tough, but at the end of the day, look, I think we're lucky, right? I don't know, but you you're a little bit older than me. But you kind of I sort of kind of remember I was young, like the end of Dalglish, and certainly anybody before Dalglish I don't remember. But what I do remember is older lads talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of being like, oh, it would have been great to see Souness play, or Dalglish play, or Keegan and Shankly and Paisley. Now we're the generation that go, yeah, we got to live through and sit through the 8.5 years of Klopp and talk about fucking corner taken quickly, Lovren, fucking Origi, all these things that my kid, like my little lad, he's 5, he runs around the house, and one day he's Salah, and the next day he's Mbappe. He hasn't a clue, he hasn't a clue what's going on. But I'll be telling him, and telling him stories and that, and he'll be like, oh, wish I got to see it. And hopefully we'll be around maybe for the next fella that's gonna come around and set the city on fire again. So,
well, that's the thing. In 20 years, people still talk about Klopp.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's the legacy he's leaving. And again, like that's his thank you to us. And that's you'll be telling your grandkids all about the Klopp days. So yeah, I will send him off the way he should be sent off, which is just singing his name.
Yeah, he won't be able to get grumpy with that now on Sunday. He'll have to go. He'll have to just go with it, because I have a funny feeling here it's going to be sang from minute 1 to minute 90.
Yeah.
So
cool.
It'll be brilliant. So yeah, I mean, I know we didn't really preview Wolves too much, but there's really not too much to preview with it being Klopp's last game. It's on the back burner. It's just going to be it's more about Klopp. So yeah, we'll be at the pub Sunday. Still hoping Glenn will come down. We'll put an arm around him. And
what's wrong with him? Is he being a big fanny?
Yeah, he's just being a bit emotional.
He's a bit emotional. He needs a hug. Glenn, come on down. We'll give you a hug on Sunday.
It's all right. It's all right, lad. We'll be crying with you. Don't worry. But like I said, we'll try and do something down the pub, get it out. Whether it's a live thing, I don't know. It just depends on how we're looking. But we'll definitely do something. But yeah, I mean that's all from me. So if you lads have any last words, what you want to say?
I want to say danke, Jürgen.
That was better than last time you tried this.
Wasn't
He's been wonderful. He's been magnificent. He's been everything and more. And now that he's leaving the job as Liverpool manager, there might be more of a slim possibility we're able to get him on the podcast. He seems to love doing interviews. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But he's been magnificent, and I wish him and I hope that he enjoys the time off. and is able to enjoy his family and and his grandkid and see things that he hasn't seen around the world, which apparently he wants to do. So I'm glad it's happening for him because he has looked burnt out over the last year and a half. So, but yeah, he's been magnificent, and Liverpool as a club is always bigger than any one man. We move on, and we'll see who comes and who is our next legend, because there will be one.
Yeah, and that's just, I agree with all you guys. And my thing was just to thank him for being such a great steward of this club. This club, like you guys said, it transcends one person, it transcends generations. So this person in this particular time took such great care of us, brought us great memories, and leaves the club in a better place than what he came into. And you can't thank him enough. And hopefully the standards remain high, and getting the band back together on the executive team behind the scenes. I think that bodes well for our immediate future as well. So thanks.
Well, please everyone, please like and subscribe to especially Insta, because Chris needs to get paid.
Yeah, I get paid by the likes, I get paid by the follows, lads. So if you can help me out there, it's the kid's birthday coming up here shortly. I need a few quid. So
his young son's 5, so he's got about 14 years to get into college. So yeah, Chris is setting up a college fund. Yeah. So please go to Insta and help him out. But get us on Twitter, Insta, and then YouTube channel. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you later. Let's get this win and give Klopp the send off he deserves. But until next time, up the Reds.
Cheers.
Cheers.